Okay, there we go. All right. As you guys can see, I am in PNG form. But yeah, that's because today I wanted to try out using a different camera, and it's the one I usually use for my tracking. And so far, quality seems a lot better. I also have this little backlight over here. You can see the shadow of my hand as I cover the light. But yeah, so I believe I talked about it earlier, where I picked up good bundle of things. So on top of the Provedel, which I will be building today, I have the heavy weapons pack for it. I think I picked up 2 of these. One I wanted to use for a project, but I might repurpose those for something else. And this was just something that I thought was a fun pickup, so I probably might build this off stream and make a diorama or something with it. But yeah, I got this big boy right here. I can't even fit the whole box on the camera. But yeah, this is to date the largest 30-minute missions kit there is. Give me one moment, I'm gonna crack something. Decided to grab a little something to drink with the stream, so just gonna be a very chill, relaxed little building stream. So let's get started on this. Okay. In typical Bandai fashion, manual on bottom. Let's see what we're working with. This actually might be one of the thicker manuals I've worked with since I've last messed with a master grade. Oh man, despite it being maybe we're just working with larger parts for this. Oh, cool. They have a little faction chart right here. Earth Alliance, Bylon, and then Maxion. Oh, the Maxion forces list doesn't have the what are they called? The robot girls. I can't quite recall their names. Yeah. But yeah, let's go. Earth Alliance forces. Even in this fiction, I can't get over being a Fetty. So I do want to build it around that little wire gimmick right here. I even have a heavy alto ready for this occasion. Oh wow, you spin the torso around completely for the Rex mode. apply the marking stickers. Oh, okay. Hold on. They can be used on other items to easily create a unit based on preferences. Oh, just throwing them on like a... Okay, so they're throwing it on a forced area. Alright. So let's get started. Two, four, 5 bags. Honestly, this might not take as long as I thought it will. It looks like a lot of these parts are just upscaled. And it even seems a bit... Oh! It comes with the marking sheet. Oh, that's nice. I remember having to buy marking sheets for some of the other ones in the past. Not that I actually bought them, but they wanted you to pick them up instead of having some decals listed with them. But yeah, so these look like they keep the same kind of like simplicity of a build, but with upscale parts. So despite how large that box is, this might be a faster build process. And I'm not complaining, but I am going to want to be careful and not lose these wires. On one of the last days I was at my job for before this break, I was able to build a model kit at work, actually, but I wasn't paying attention, so I ended up throwing away a wire. And it's one of the few times where I think the wire was actually like the good part of the kit. So that was a very unfortunate situation to have found myself in. Actually, oh, I'm not that loud, am I? Hold on. Let me just turn the gain up just a little bit, because I have my mic a bit further away to make room for everything. So I think this is a bit closer. I probably should... Alright, if you guys don't mind the echo, I am going to be checking my own audio real quick, because I have my mic a bit further away to make room for everything. So I think this is a bit closer. Probably should. Alright, if you guys don't mind the echo, I am going to be checking my own audio, because I have my mic a bit further away to make room. So I think this is a bit... Okay, I'm gonna try this now. How does that sound? Okay, I'm gonna try this now. Okay, I think that's a lot better. Okay. Alright. And I maybe should have checked my audio a bit earlier, but you know, even with more than 0 minutes of prep, there will be scuff. But as I was saying before, I had inadvertently thrown out a wire for, of all things, Choo Choo's Demi Trainer. And it's a good wire that connects from the weapon to its backpack. Kind of like a power transfer cable kind of thing. So me throwing that away was just unfortunate, but that's the second one that I made at this point because I also wanted to scrap that. The first one still has the wire and everything, and that one's staying in a display case. Oh, wow. Okay. So do they talk about a... No, they don't want you to use anything behind there. Now that I think about it, didn't I have a silver Sharpie somewhere? Yes, I do. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Now that I have that piece cut out. Okay. So yeah, lately, just to wrap up, like, you know, what just happened with Christmas. It was a fun Christmas celebration with my family. We all got together, ate loads of food, had a fun time with some activities meant for the whole family. Okay. Okay, that looks good for the most part. Okay. But yeah, just to continue off that thought, like, it was a very simple Christmas. Met up with the family, ate some really good food, caught up over the time we haven't seen each other. Typical, like, family Christmas stuff. Nothing really wild to report, aside from the gremlins still being obsessed with trains. And by gremlin, I mean my nephew, but yeah. I did try to have my gremlin of a nephew help me build a model kit, actually. And by help, I mean I did all the actual, like, cutting, right? One day he just kind of like stumbled into my hermitage, and he picked up one of my nippers, and I just got curious about like, oh well, he seems to be really interested in my nippers. I'm gonna, have him actually cut something and see how that goes. So I pulled out a runner that was empty that I had just sitting in my drawer that I forgot to throw out, and I had him like just take the nipper and just start cutting at it, and he seemed to get a hang of it. Again, Gremlin's like 3 years old, but he was able to actually like he would hold the nippers like this and then push them together like so. Now I didn't let him do it with these. It was an older, like cheaper pair of nippers. I would not dare let him touch these god hands, but yeah. And he seemed to be really happy with the process of like cutting the runners. Like he didn't even have to touch the actual parts. When I was building the model kit, I did try to have him like cut specific spots by holding the runner a certain way, but even that didn't go well. So I just started cutting the parts myself, and then I would dump all the parts into a box so I could assemble it, later, and then give him the emptied out runner so he could cut at it freely. And he seemed to enjoy that. So I'm getting my nephew hooked on Gunpla at the age of like 3. So that's something. Can probably come over this with like another thing. But yeah. Okay. Aside from that, like I've actually been spending some more time with my friends and working at the gym. Just working out. Again, like I'm on like a short break, so I want to like actually enjoy my time instead of just spending all of it working on projects. Granted, I still am. It's just there's a lot of time to split, and there's still like social obligations that I have to hold up with family and friends. Especially next week. Next Tuesday and Wednesday are completely shot for me. For a couple of reasons. Alright. So, yeah. Just as like a brief catch up on that. Spent more time with friends, online and offline. In offline, just yesterday actually, I've played more Yu-Gi-Oh! In that one day than I had throughout this entire year. Because this year has not been like... I lost a lot of interest in Yu-Gi-Oh! This year. Half of it is because like I got introduced to Vanguard more... How do I put it? Like, I got a better experience with being introduced to Vanguard than I was with playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Semi-competitively. And by semi-competitively, it's like, I want to build the decks I want to play casually, but to the best of their abilities, without breaking my wallet on core staples. And I know the argument for staples is once you have the staples, you could just swap the staples over to whatever deck you're playing. But it's like at the same time, I'm not going to regionals, so I don't feel the need to spend the money directly on them. Okay, I also need C7. Oh, interesting. Okay, these parts are actually separated quite well. Oh, neat. They have a runner of just like plugs and stuff. I could use this later on other things. This is D5, 1, 2, 1, 3, 5. Which one? What am I looking for? C7. Found it. But yeah, like I was expecting to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh, like modern Yu-Gi-Oh, because like my group of friends that do play like card games in real life, they play Yu-Gi-Oh mainly. I'm trying to convert them to like try out. Yo, sup Zeta, Merry Christmas, my guy. I am trying to get them to try out Cardfight Vanguard, but they're very resistant. Yeah, just toss that over there. Zeta, how are you liking the update with ranked for Armored Core 6? I can take a break and talk about my stuff later. Okay. I haven't really touched it since like I last talked to you about it. But like you could just that one build I was showing you earlier. I kept playing that a little bit more, and I gave up on that build, which was the double pulse missiles and then the 2 missiles on my shoulders. I gave up on that one not because it was like bad, but because like I could do the same thing with quads, like the tetrapod legs, and it's just objectively better. Yeah, that silver Sharpie just makes that inside a bit more reflective, and that's nice. Yeah, sweaty ACs. Yeah. No, dude, like, this, what was it? There was, like, this one guy, and, he put out a video claiming to be the first, double S rank player. Like, and by double S, I mean, like, S in solos and S in, 3v3s. And I completely, like, he even showed that he had the rank to, like, prove it. Oh, shoot. Yeah, sure, man. I can't fit it all. Because it's... Yeah. Yeah, that's as far forward as I can push it. Without it just bumping into my monitors. Like, I don't even have the... I don't even have the clearance to stand it up on its side. But yeah, so for example, this is the completed head compared to just a normal model kit for scale. A normal 30-minute missions kit. So yeah, no, I did hear about that. I'm stoked. The people behind it, so I think it was Bandai. They do these little yo, sup Toku Punk. Thank you for the sub. But yeah, God, what was it? Bandai, they do these like press shows about kit, like prototype kits that they have in development that they may or may not put out. And they showed off a prototype for what was it? Air. Air in ending in one of the first two endings. The ending where you burn it all. So they at least have a prototype for Ayer's like all mind form out there. Oh, that's so strange. Wait. So now they want... I can put this over here for now. D2. So 2D, 2A, 2C. To a 2D 2C. Yeah, 2C. Okay. But yeah, no, like, I could not imagine a better line to try to bring Armored Core into because of the kit bashing and all that stuff. It's like Bandai already got one of the mech designers from Armored Core. Oh, yo, sick. War in the Pocket is so good. But just to finish that thought real quick, there's a mobile suit called the Zowart. Let me... Hold on, where is it? Zowart, right? The Zowart showed up in... What was it called? Witch from Mercury. And the Zowart was designed by one of the mech designers for Armored Core. And you could totally see it. Same thing with the... Oh man, I'm trying to remember. I have an extra copy of that kit somewhere, actually. The Gundam Pharax. Gundam Pharax. Those two mobile suits were designed by a guy who did Armored Core, and definitely you should check that out. Zeta, I should be free tomorrow. Hit me up, dude. I'm down to watch it with you from like wherever you were at. Mountain Paradise. All right, that's good. Okay. Yeah. But, yeah, no. War in the Pocket, dude. What did you think of it? Because that is a bit more of one of the PTSD bringing, OVAs. Ooh, Patlabor. I need to watch Patlabor too. There's a lot of like really good mecha. Well, there's a lot of really good anime I've been sleeping on. Yes, it was. Also, did you get that theming? That theming that war tears people apart who would normally be able to get along together? Did you get that theming yet? Oh man, dude. Like, I'll always be a Federation fan. I will always be a fan of the Federation. But I don't mind seeing the Xeon stuff. I'm actually kind of excited for the new Netflix series. Because the new Netflix series does follow Xeon soldiers. Yeah, it's so tragic. Fetty trash. Okay, come on. Okay, Xeon sympathizer. You know what? You know what? I'll step it up one notch. The Titans did nothing wrong. Gas a colony? Nah, that colony was filled with traitors. They were hiding some Xeon remnants. Right? They all needed to go. Filthy sympathizers. Ugh. 21, 23. But yeah, no, like that thing right there, right, where we're able to joke around stuff like that. That's just like feeding into that idea that, you know, war tears people apart because we like this series, we like this franchise the way it is. We can joke about that stuff instead of literally being at each other's throats over being fans of Xeon or the Federation. Which, I'm gonna be real, I'm pretty sure there's more fans of Xeon than there is of the Federation. And I'm sure the Federation has, like, actually done more morally, like, not great stuff on screen than the Xeons have. I'm gonna be completely real about that. What do you mean this girl that I want to make my wife is a Federation pilot? And she never knew who the pilot of that Zaku was. Okay, so it'll be like so, right? No, it'll be like so. Yeah, no, just the kid couldn't have like said anything, and that's such a good characterization of that moment. So it's supposed to be like this. This is like that. Like that? Can't be right. Right? Hmm? And then one part like so. And D20. Okay. Yep. No, like Bernie definitely was not a bad pilot. That movie was also the debut of the Camphor, if I remember correctly. Hamburger, cool. Sometimes it's all about those simple pleasures in life, you know? Oh shoot, wait, actually I just realized something. There we go. And this needed to be like so. One moment. Okay, sorry about that. Someone was at my door. Yeah, no. Okay. Okay. So next, 22, 24. Oh, what was I thinking about? Yeah, no. That pilot had to stamp up at the very end. I'm gonna be real, I don't remember names. It's been a hot minute since I've watched the actual, like, War in the Pocket thing. But yeah, no, like, that Xeon pilot who got into the Zaku F2. Homie had to step up. He had to step up. The stakes were raised, and they're like, oh yeah, you have to do this mission. You have to destroy the thing, or else we're gonna blow up the colony. And the guy's like, but I actually like this colony, though. So, you know, homie had to step up, and sadly, that's what it meant he had to do. can't be right. This is supposed to be like so, right? And then oh yeah. Okay, hold on. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is supposed to be like the central block. Okay. Ooh, that's gonna be a sturdy chess piece. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to remember what you're talking about with the camphor. Definitely. Okay. So there's that. Okay. Speaking of things like the camphor, I do want to get back into Gundam Battle Operation. I really don't care if I get sauced on again. There's a lot of detail on this because of the larger parts. Zeta, do you know what they fixed? Yeah, no. I didn't get into Mecha Break either, and I'm also bummed about that. But hopefully they open up more slots a little bit down the line for more access to the... I hate using the term alpha test, but yeah. Just to go on a small rant, I really don't like the use of the terms beta test and alpha test as like a public thing, because traditionally speaking, an alpha test is like they're barely getting the things into wireframes. There isn't a actual functioning game yet. Like, you're just trying to get the framework of everything to exist. That would be the alpha state of development. So to say that you're doing an alpha test publicly and you have what is essentially mostly a working game, like, ugh. Yeah, they lost their meaning because I feel it was like a PR stunt kind of a thing of like, oh, you get to participate in this beta test. It's an exclusive thing that, you know, you get to see the game early before it's finished. You get to you get to play the game before other people do. And you're the one who's helping with our development of the game by telling us what bugs you're running into. It's a beta like, no. The game's already, for the most part, complete. You just need to do some polishing on it. It's not a beta test. You're just trying to make it sound more I don't know, like impressive, more inclusive than what it actually is. Yeah, usually 80-90%. Like, I honestly think early access is like a more honest take on actual saying beta/alpha testing. Because you do have early access to the game, and that's why it's probably having all those bugs and issues. It is early access. It's more honest. Except for when the game doesn't get out of early access. And you're practically being sold somewhere between like 70 and 80% complete game, and then they don't work on it. So how's this supposed to work? Okay. What game got you, Zeta? Because so far I've been lucky in that, like, every game that I've backed actually decided to come out so far. So how did they want this to go in? They want it like so. A weird mecha game called Mav? Was it like the Muv-Luv alternative thing? Right. So it's supposed to... Okay, no, because there is a Muv-Luv game that has a similar story behind it. That's about right. And you rotate this part a little bit forward. Okay, both of those games I am not familiar with. And that's probably why. Now, okay, my bad. Technically speaking, Starbound, I would consider Starbound my version of that. It just never amounted to being what I hoped it would become. I just wanted Terraria in space. I would still like a Terraria 2 where it is in space. Okay, A5. Okay, so this can go there. 5 D25. That's the ball joint for the head. I was looking at it. Oh, there it is. I feel the main, I don't know, the main gripe I had with StarCraft, sorry, not StarCraft, Starbound, was that like they focused much more on like the sandboxing nature of the game than they did the combat, and then the combat just kind of never felt great in comparison to like Terraria. And they kept like adding things in, to be fair, that are pretty fun and cool. But again, it just didn't live up to Terraria. And I feel that's the main like gripe people had with it. Because as a space sandbox, it's just nice. Yeah, no. So the combat in Starbound, like, it's okay. It's aight. But like with yeah, the enemies were boring. That was the main thing. Terraria's enemies, a lot of it is a lot more high octane. In comparison, you're moving around a lot more. You actually have to dodge. There's a lot more depth, and the enemies are genuine threats, other than just something you kind of dance around and shoot at. Okay. So then I'm assuming this also goes here. Okay, so it's like so. And then it's this piece. Oh, yo, yeah, I got to play Returnal for like a solid 30 minutes at a friend's house. Because, you know, that game is a roguelike with very long runs, so I just wanted to get a touch for it. And man, that game feels great. I hope to pick it up at some point when it comes on sale. Because like while I love the game, I'm gonna be real. I'm not the biggest like roguelike fan. I nothing wrong with the genre. It's just I feel really bad when I don't progress, and sometimes the progress gets a bit obscured for me, and then I feel just so much worse than I actually am at the game. Wait, it's on sale right now? Hold up. How much on sale? Like 10%? Ooh. Ooh. 33%'s not bad. Offer ends January 4th. I get paid on January 2nd. Ooh, okay. I might pick it up. I might pick it up, actually. Okay. So... Oh god, I actually need J. JA22. Okay. But yeah, so like roguelikes, it just depends. Some roguelikes I feel really good about playing, and it's usually because like the aspect of unlocks are more apparent and the progress feels more on the forefront, right? Because sometimes the roguelike is like all you get is knowledge for your next run, right? And that's okay, that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But like when I die and it's like, okay, here's a list of new things that you've unlocked, I feel so much better. Be careful with the port. Is it like it just didn't port? Looks like it has a memory leak. Ooh, oof, that's rough. Okay, I'll keep the memory leak thing in mind. Like, I'm not like I can forgive memory leaks as long as they're not like instant. I remember people were like, you know, so like Pokemon Scarlet, and Pokemon Violet, you know, they have their problems, and I can understand that. But there were people who were like genuinely shitting on that game over a memory leak problem when it was identified that the only way to trigger the memory leak issue was to play the game for 14 hours nonstop. Like, that was the only way to replicate the memory leak. And so, like, I don't know. Memory leaks, I'm not the biggest, like, I don't think they're the biggest deal breaker, as long as it's not, like, an instant one. Okay, so there's this, and they wanted E211. There's E1, where's E2? Oh, okay, it's this one. But at the same time, like, on top of that being like a memory leak problem for happening after 14 hours, that would also imply that you're using your Switch for 14 hours straight. And I don't think the Switch was built for that in the first place. I could be wrong. Actually, I keep putting it off. I need to buy a new, like, a dock for my Steam Deck. I do need to get a new dock for my Steam Deck. And if I do get that dock and I can plug my Switch in and I can have it actually run on one of my monitors, that would just be so much better than actually just having to hold the damn thing. I could actually sit down and play my Switch instead of just look at it and feel disgusted. And then, hopefully, like I was talking to a friend. Sorry, not Steam Deck. Switch. I do not own a Steam Deck. I'm thinking of a Switch. My bad. It's no, I do not have a Steam Deck. I do not game on the go enough to warrant owning one. And that's also why I'm not the biggest fan of the Switch. It's because I don't game on the go. I own a Switch because I wanted to play Metroid Prime 4 on it. Because Metroid Prime 4 was announced for the Switch. And we're here, near the end of the Switch's life cycle. And there's still no Metroid Prime 4. So I've already come to accept the world where Metroid Prime 4 comes out on the Switch 2, and me needing to buy a Switch 2. And you know what? I can't even say I regret buying the Switch, because, you know... Yeah, exactly. Like, what? Am I gonna play Arknights on my Switch? What mobile game am I gonna play on my Switch instead of my phone? Okay, and then this just clips here, right? I bet. Like, I don't even know if that's true, but at the same time, like, that statement alone is just something I would believe if someone said it. Okay, hold on. So this would go on like so, right? So, Oh, where did I put that thing? Okay, I still have it. I still have some games on there that I need to go back and finish. I still have Front Mission. I still have, what was it called? There's Front Mission. There's SMT5. There's Fire Emblem Engage. I have another run of Fire Emblem Three Houses that I need to complete. So I have reasons to play the Switch. It's just every time I look at the Switch, I get upset that I own a Switch. Yeah, no, that was kind of it. It's like, you buy it, what are you going to play on it? Smash? Mario Kart, maybe? I bought Mario Kart, right? To play it online, and I played it once. I spent the, like... Oh god, what was it? Like $60 to pick up the game to play it once. And when I played it that one time, I was competing with the bots in the match. I wasn't competing with the other players. I just didn't want to get last place. Okay. Now it wants C15, 17, 16. Steam. C2, 15, 17, 16. 15, 17, 16. Yep. Okay, there they are. Alright, yo, Zeta, have a good flight, man. I hope you enjoy your trip. Alright, so... which side got 16? This side got 16. Then the other side gets 17. There's 15 in the front. And then 14 in the back. I'm gonna need Another one of those pieces. Yeah, there it is. But yeah, recently in terms of like video games, I've gotten back into League of Legends. I'm not playing it like competitively, where like I'm just grinding the rank season. I like maybe this summer I'll do like a rank climb for only like the summer months as something I can do aside from probably playing a long length RPG that I've put on the side, like I don't know, Trails or something along those lines. Especially with there being a new season out for League to experiment with ranked. Because I've mostly been playing ARAMs with like a group of friends. You know what? I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that, Zeta. I don't even know what I'd played though. There's a really good chance I'd probably just play AD carry for a while. Okay. But yeah, I've been playing it almost daily actually. Mostly ARAMs to just like I've come to terms with it. I'm really weak to Ash's skins. I really like Ash. So that'll her having that exclusive skin that looks really nice. Yeah, I wanted it. So I picked up the League of Legends Battle Pass so I could get the Mythic Essence so I could just buy the skin. And so I've been playing daily. And there's just a group of people that have been logging in daily for ARAMs, and so I've been playing with them. And that's been a fun time. Ash, like, I don't know, man. But apparently, the version of Ash that plays, like, a support style... apparently she got, like, hyper nerfed in, ARAMs. Because her being able to spam volley just isn't fun to play against when you're just constantly being slowed by whatever percentage she can slow you by. But you can play Ashe as a support because there's an Imperial Mandate build. There's you can play her as like a traditional hyper carry. I'm sure. I think like the current build people are playing on her like uses Trinity Force of all things. I don't know, man. I'd probably be on the Quinn bottom lane grind though, because I just really like playing Quinn down there. And I don't mean like Lethality Quinn, and I mean like an actual like she builds more like a traditional AD carry, and her being able to proc her marks to get the movement speed, to just stay on top of people or to just kite around with. That's just a very fun and it feels like a rewarding way to play the game. So I really like playing her through that like manner. Yeah. So like ADC Quinn is like the closest thing I have to a main at this point. Because like when I first like climbed into Silver, I was playing Rek'Sai and Shyvana. Those were the champions I climbed into Silver with as a jungler. And then it's like, if I wanted to climb with AD carry, like, there were just, like, really small things that irked me about my own team. Oh, Quinn Bard would be so fun. Okay. A6 and 7. Yeah, we shut out bottom lane, and then we just roam and just close out on whoever else is like becoming problematic, doing lane swaps and whatnot. What's this? There's also the new champion, Hui. Hui's pretty fun. I really like him. He reminds me of Invoker without being actively insane. And his just genuine burst is crazy. Where do they want 16.6? They want 6 here. Okay. It's also really crazy that Hui has built-in mana sustain for his lane phase. But at the same time, it just feels really weird that the mana sustain is probably the best ability he has of all of his W skills. Sure, you can maybe find use case for the other two, with the first one being a movement speed buff, and I believe the third one being the third or second one being a shield. But the fact that like you can get mana back on casting your own abilities is really crazy. Because that dancing lights, like, yes, you can have it to where your auto attacks will proc the dancing lights and give you mana back. But the dancing lights also applies bonus damage to the spells, so you can use it to enhance a spell and give you mana back. So you could use that to poke, as long as you use one of them for that, and you'll still come out on top in terms of mana spending. It's very... I don't know. I feel he's in a very good spot. I don't think he needs to be buffed. I think that people just need to, like, maybe figure him out better. Jesus Christ, this is a chonker. This is just the chest. Okay. Honestly, if I built the legs, I don't think I'd be able to actually capture it in the camera. Okay, now they want B. Wait a minute. Just so I could clear one more runner out of the way. Okay. What else? Yeah, League's been fun. I am excited to see what the new season has in store for us. Oh, that's fun. Have a little thing like that to cover it up for the Rex mode when you turn the torso around. Actually, this also folds back really nicely. Man, they put a lot of thought into this chest piece alone. Alright. Back to what I was doing. Okay. They want B3 times 2. B3 times 2. D3 times 2. B3, D3, C3. Wait, right? B3, D, B, B3, C3, D3. Okay. And then they want D3-3. Got it. yeah. That's pretty much. I really like the dogs. Nefiri. I really like Nefiri. I was really concerned when they showed her because there's some like design philosophy they have in League for how they want their champions to like function and work. And the idea of an assassin is someone who gets in and gets out, right? But Nefiri, because of how she works with the big shield when she pops her ult, that's a weird form of like mitigation. And things like mitigation on an assassin historically hasn't gone well. For example, Rengar's old roar used to give a whole bunch of free defensive stats, and it got really overbearing. So when I saw Nefiri getting a big, like, insane shield off of her ultimate, that had me worried. But now that she's out, and now that I've played her a bit, she feels fine. I don't have any issues with her. I actually really like playing her. I was also really looking forward to Briar. Not because I was like particularly looking forward to playing her, but because I wanted to see how well she would work. Briar is a very interesting case of a champion that crowd controls itself. Like, you as a player are removing control of the character, and in all instances, that awkward clunkiness could be really bad. Briar is like a jungler. She's very akin to like, kind of like a Master Yi in terms of being an assassin that has really good auto attacks. And so like Briar's Q is that she has a short leap to an enemy and she'll stun them. Her W is a sneeze that as she stores it, she takes reduced damage. And if she charges it, the length of the sneeze increases. And she can sneeze an enemy into terrain like a wall for crowd control, if I remember correctly. And then her E, I could have these abilities placed wrong, but I think the sneeze is her E. Her W is like elite, like she does a small dash, and then you lose control of her, and she will self taunt to the closest enemy champion or enemy, if there isn't a champion around. And she gains increased auto attack speed. Her auto attacks apply a bleed effect. She heals for like some of the damage she deals from the bleed. And you can recast it again to essentially make her next auto attack do bonus damage based on missing health. The only way to regain is for the frenzy to either expire or for you to cast her sneeze. If she kills an enemy while they're bleeding, she will instantly burst heal herself for the amount of health they would have been like bleeding out for. So she has a burst heal if she can actually get that finishing blow, which her W also has like pretty good lifesteal stats to it. What else was there? And then there's also like her ultimate, which is she fires kind of like an ash arrow, right? It's like a global projectile, right? And then after a delay, she will fly towards whoever she hit with it. and she'll be in an enhanced version of her frenzy, to where she gains even more movement speed and has even more attack speed. And upon arriving, she will fear all targets in the area that are around her initial target. So you can actually use this if the enemy team is clumping up, and you can crowd control multiple people with it. So, like, as a champion, her gimmick is you lose control of the character. So you have to be very, like, very knowledgeable of when to frenzy and when to use your sneeze. Because if you use your sneeze too early, you can't get out of a frenzy. So you can self-taunt yourself to death if you're not careful. So, like, design-wise, for her kit, it's genuinely interesting and very, like, flavorful in terms of, like, what the abilities are doing and whatnot. And design-wise, I personally think her design's a banger. I personally really enjoy Briar's design. Minus the whole feet thing. Ugh. But everything else I feel is like a complete banger. Okay. Okay, those are the shoulders. Some of the other champions are also getting some pretty fun things. I'm not sure if they're truly going to implement this, but there's actually a bug with Titanic Hydra and Jin in the PvE. So Titanic Hydra is getting an active to make it do the cleave, instead of the cleave passively being there, or the cleave, or like the active is like an enhanced cleave or something like that. Right? And so this has led to this weird kind of bug with Jin, to where for some reason activating Titanic Hydra will actually give Jin an auto attack reset. Like an actual working auto attack reset that will let him fire a second shot instantly. Which is pretty insane. Jin has like really high like damage numbers to make up for the fact that he can't really benefit from attack speed. So this has actually created a situation to where like sometimes he's just not good when tanks are good, because he just can't deal enough like on hit damage to chew through their percent max health. And so now we have the option of building Titanic Hydra to help him burst through his 4 shots a little bit faster. So I look forward to that. Hopefully, if they decide to implement it completely. Yeah, pretty much. Like, just 1, 2, 3, 4. Or like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like he gets to have that one staccato shot. So I'm curious to see how good that is. I wonder if they'll change the items stats to be a bit more oriented around this, or if they'll just move that kind of tech to just a completely different item. And that'll help Jin evolve a little bit more and hopefully find a bit more of a better spot for an AD carry option. Okay. let's see what else. Getting off the topic of League for a little bit. A group of my friends recently got into something called Conan Exiles, and the best way I could describe it is like it's like Valheim. It's Valheim, but in like a Conan the Barbarian setting, which I personally think is really fun. So fun, in fact, on the first day of them opening the server, I dropped 12 hours into it. I stayed up to like 1 in the morning playing that game. And then I needed to wake up like 4 hours from then to get ready for a really early morning appointment to get my blood drawn. But like I dropped some time on that game and I really like it. There's a whole like crafting system. You pick a god to worship from the fiction of Conan, and then that has its own progression tree with unique gear tied to it, as well as like some other unique stuff. But like sadly, because it's Conan the Exile, I feel they implemented ranged weapons, but it feels like maybe the ranged weapons weren't as thought out. Because when you look at all the religions that you can join, the ultimate payoff is a type of melee weapon. Granted, Set, which has to do with a snake god. And if I remember correctly, I think it was a major villain in one of the films, was a follower of Set. Set has the option of having snakes as like arrows, so you could fire off these snakes and they do like 1 tick of damage, but they apply poison, and you can stack poison up to 10 times. And every snake after the 10th stack of poison will just refresh it. So you could like juggle actually shooting an enemy with, you know, a damaging arrow and then swapping back to refresh the stack of 10 poison before it times out. So there's some things you can do there, and that's what I've been doing to solo some of the like world bosses. And by world bosses, like they're a bit more like early game bosses. Granted, the game is also really janky. The dodge roll doesn't have iframes, or like at least it doesn't feel like it. But at the same time, it could be just be a issue with the server, because I've noticed that playing on that server with my friends, sometimes like an arrow that was fired dead shot at the center of an enemy will just disappear into the aether. But like everything about that game feels very rewarding to play. The crafting system actually feels like progress. Getting new gear, finding new materials, all of that has felt really fun. Fudge. I wasn't supposed to close these parts together. Aside from that, there's another MMO I recently got into called Stallcraft. Stall, like, how would I pronounce that? It's like, it's supposed to be like Stalker cross Minecraft, right? Because that's what it originally was. It was a Minecraft mod to implement Stalker into it, and then they said, "Screw it, let's just like make our own game." So they made what is essentially a Stalker MMO with like Minecraft graphics, and it's been a really fun grind. Like, you are vulnerable. You can take a lot of damage. Well, no, you can't take much damage. So it feels very true to Stalker's gameplay while being an MMO setting, right? And so right off the bat, one of the first things you do is you pick a faction for your character. So you're either with the Stalkers or you're with the Bandits, right? And you share a map with them, right? You are literally, like, the map has a line running through it, and that is, half of that line belongs to Stalkers, the other half belongs to Bandits, right? And so you'll have to go out of your way to do quests, but some of those quests have to take place in Bandit territory if you're a Stalker, or vice versa. So there's always danger to leaving your thing. The player base has been, like, great, right? I've been playing with Stalkers, with the Stalkers because like my friends pick Stalker, and you know what? It is like really wholesome, like, oddly speaking. You can die, right, and you will drop all of your stuff, and you have to make a graveyard run to get back everything that you dropped, right? So you can effectively lose everything that you've like ransacked from, like, your rewards for doing little objectives. Other players can just loot your stuff, right? Now, granted, there are some things you can't drop. You can't drop most of your guns, to my knowledge. Most guns in the game are tied to your character, so you can't lose your guns. So that's great. Most of the things that you're losing are like things that you can sell for money, artifacts that give you like small buffs, things like that. So again, you could get looted by your own friends, right? Your own, like, other Stalkers, right? But from my experience, most Stalkers will just ignore your stuff. Or there was actually one case where, like, a Stalker died, right? And it took them a while to get back to their body. And right when they got there, it was after someone looted, like, another Stalker looted the bag without knowing it was another Stalker's. And I just saw the text chat being like, "Yo, that's my stuff," and the other guy being like, "Oh, you're a Stalker? Yeah, sure." And then they just dropped, like, one item at a time, every single piece of loot that they got from that dead player's body. And it's just like, man, that's so just, that's nice. People actually, like, being nice to their own faction is, like, crazy. Okay, so that's why they wanted C. Now, there are also cases of, like, I've had the drop on a couple of players, but because of gear differences, like, I can't quite get the kill. I just didn't deal enough damage with the gun I had at the time. What else is there? B8. Okay. And like, despite it being an MMO, there isn't like a traditional like leveling system. It's all like progress, right? It is your progress in unlocking new gear. It is your progress in gaining influence with factions. Like, the map will have like little like zones, right, to do an objective, and sometimes it's something as simple as killing a handful of mutant dogs, right? And then that'll get you some influence. It could be something like, hey, there's a group of NPC stalkers that go over to their camp, help them defend it from waves of enemies, right? And those enemies could be like other stalkers. In our case, because we were stalkers, other bandits, or it could be like other mutants, ranging from dogs to mutant pigs to mutant boars, etc. And so like, you'll go to do those to get more points, and sometimes some of those will just spawn in the enemy's territory, the enemy's half of the map. So you'll go to do those, but you're always at a constant threat of essentially getting third-partied in the middle of an event by your PvP faction, the opposing PvP faction. Okay, hold on. There we go. I didn't notice this. Okay. Okay, I was concerned for a moment. Okay. Okay, gonna polish these off real quick of some of the nubs. So those Stallcraft and Conan Exile have been like my go-to games outside of League of Legends recently. I've also decided to push back the Armored Core video for now. I don't want it to be my first like video essay because I'm still inexperienced with those, so I want it to be good. And it does seem that From Software is determined to keep updating the game. It is unheard of for there to be a patch in which they just dropped new parts, and those parts being actually transformative to approaching the game and its designs. Your own like mecha designs, so that's crazy. That, like, I don't think there's ever been DLC that said, yo, new parts. So I don't know how to approach that, because I was genuinely expecting them to put that out, get like feedback from fans, and go like, okay, now we're gonna make a Armored Core 6 answer. You know? So I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer on actually making that video. And then also I'll have to like reorganize some of my thoughts and change some of that script that I've worked on. And for reference, that script that I worked on, the draft of it was already running like 6 pages on like a draft book. Like one of those composite notebooks that you would have for class. I think I got like 6 pages deep. And now I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm going to have to wait until for sure they stop working on it, or they stop updating it. And they announce that they're working on, like, again, what I'm hoping they'll do is make a Armored Core for Answer, but for 6. Okay. Give me one moment. I heard someone knock on the door. Okay, I'm back. I had to help with some groceries, and then I decided to make a quick run to the bathroom on the way back. Ooh. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Could have swore I heard a pop with one and not the other. Then, like that. Like that. Oh, that's crazy. So now they want us to use these and these here polycaps. Okay, I'll make one open-handed and one closed-handed. Damn right. Thank you for stopping by, Omar. I do have my hydration right here. Whew. You still need to get your hands on the model kit that they have for the Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Alternative. I forget which one. But there is a model kit of it out there, and I could help you put that together and whatnot. Looks really nice. One moment. Alright, Omar. Okay, yeah, I'm back. They just wanted... The parents just wanted me to see them open a young coconut. Oh, okay, so it's still in the center there. You can still see that there's a bit of a rounded thing to it for the circle in the hand. That's so it could grip other things. Okay. Okay, and then B7? I'm assuming the other one's B6. Oh, B6, the other one's B7. Oops, almost forgot to get the nub off of the back of this one. Okay. So I'm probably gonna be wrapping up once I finish these arms. That way I could do the rest of this in a part 2. Because there are some other things that I want to do later tonight. And then I'll probably pick up. It depends. Like, the main reason why I was able to stream today, so early, is because the gremlin wasn't here today. So if the gremlin isn't here on another day, then I'll be able to just stream again. Tomorrow, I don't think I have any plans tomorrow. So there will be a good chance that tomorrow I'll be able to just... Sorry. I don't have any plans tomorrow or Saturday, to my knowledge. So if the gremlin isn't here tomorrow, then I'll continue this tomorrow. If the gremlin is here tomorrow, then it'll probably either be on another day he's not here or Saturday. Okay. I'm also having a bit of a struggle with what I want to do for my first, like, longer form video. I'm now torn between it being me reading over a chapter of a story that I'm writing, or something else. Like an appreciation video for something that I really like. I was thinking about doing a like hobby overview kind of thing, where like I explore the hobby of like I'll do like a video essay exploring a hobby. So like it could be like doing model kits, like what's the appeal, why did I start, you know, stuff like that. And then I could talk about model kits like Gunpla and whatnot, and I could just go full on reminiscent mode, just remembering the times that got me started. And that'd be like a little fun walk down memory lane. Okay, and hands are a bit, I don't know. I do wish, I mean, I could tighten those up myself, so I probably might end up doing that so the wrists aren't just ball joint loose. But so far, that's looking really snazzy. Okay. I'm actually going to save some of the runners that I'm not using anymore for the sake of the gremlin being able to cut stuff up. And then I could probably watch more Ultraman while I do that with him. That's another thing, actually. I've been watching the Netflix Ultraman, and that's been really fun. Okay. Where did I put that runner? I've been using this runner a lot more than I thought I'd be. Actually, I still have my Dailies of Lee to also run tonight. I really want that Ash skin. And I could probably also use that as a excuse to play, what was it called? Like, quick play Summoner's Rift. That way I could, like, probably get Hui in the mid lane role. or maybe even support, or AD carry actually. I'm sure Hui would like a piece of support would be like a very interesting and possibly even oppressive lane, since Hui can just restore his own mana. So like maybe Hui and Nami would be like an interesting pair, since Nami is like a jack of all trades kind of support, and then like Nami can essentially crowd control and keep Hui topped off in terms of health, and then Hui can just do his things to just kind of like permanently just be in moving wall. He also has that built-in wave clear with his QE. So like theoretically, Quay in bottom lane could be like a very oppressive monster. If you could just really get used to just the laning phase with a mage, on top of resource management, on top of wave management with him. Okay. Okay. With that, I have like one more part to cut out. I'll probably flip to see what the next page of the manual looks like before I officially call it, though. Okay. And then these can clip onto the shoulders. Okay. And with that, we have the top half done for the night. I am having trouble getting this mask piece off. There we go. So yeah, we have this. The little bit of silver, like it's noticeable down here because I didn't just paint the whole thing silver. Up here, it's a bit less noticeable. Like it's more reflective in general and it catches light better. But I feel if I hit only some of it with silver, that I might have gotten a better effect. But yeah, with that, I'm gonna call it here. So for everyone that stopped by, thank you. And I hope you have an excellent rest of your night. And I hope you have a good New Year's. All right? All right. It's about time I bounce on out of here, so see you all next time.